Hello, everyone. Good morning, this Tuesday morning. My name is Edwin Kirwa, your host, and this is Conversations with Kirwa. Interestingly, I haven't recorded in a while. The past few months, especially the last 2 or 3 months of this year, has been quite hectic with work personally, and sort of like I had to unplug a bit and recharge and basically like take care of me. But I'm glad that we're able to do this as the year is coming to a close. Recently, of course, I turned 33 last month on 24th with a lot of gratitude. And I'm really excited about this new journey and the next chapter, basically. And I wanted to reflect a bit on lessons at 33. And these are my key takeaways for this year. The first thing, of course, for me is put God first. Well, in essence, I don't want this to be subjective in any way. So it depends on your spirituality, whatever that is. Put God first. And I'm going to use this analogy. Well, it's not my concept, but I heard it somewhere that say if you need power, say from the KPLC or the Kenya Power, the Kenya Power. Well, they love to like really connect you to the grid, all those kind of things. So you're connected to the source. So if you need the lights in your house, you just switch on the switch. If you need a hot shower, just switch it on because you're connected to the source. So in essence, if you think about putting God first, it's the epitome of you building a relationship with the source, you being connected, you being plugged in to the source. So that when you need anything, of course, in this case, say you want to manifest the kind of life you want, then you have that power, you have that capacity to lead a defined kind of life, a life that is sort of like divinely guided. And that happens only when you put God first, whether in your career, whether in your relationships, whether in your business, in anything that you're doing, you put God first. That is the first cheat code, if I would say. The next lesson is anything is possible as long as you're still breathing, as long as you're still here, as long as you go the extra mile to educate yourself, to push the boundaries of your mind, to stretch the limits. As long as you are aggressive, you're competitive, you're looking for more every single day, you're leveling up every single day, anything is possible and your life can change in an instant. It's possible. The only limitation is yourself. And perhaps the biggest of it all is conquering yourself, conquering the limiting beliefs of your mind. Yeah? Conquering your fears, conquering your scarcity, mentality. When you do that, anything is possible. You can achieve anything as long as you set out to do it. You commit to the process. You show up every single day. You execute and you execute and you solve one problem and the next and the next. And if all these solutions compound together in 1 month, in 2 months, in 3 months, in 4 months, you'll be a different person. Lesson number two is that, and perhaps this is the most controversial one. For people who know me, you've heard me a couple of times say that the world is filled with a lot of mediocre people, very mediocre people. And mediocre people, in this case, of course, always think that the problem is out there, but within. They're so perfect inside that they're always so quick to blame someone else, right? And avoid doing the work, looking within. holding themselves accountable, taking responsibility for their lives, because it is nobody's responsibility. It is your responsibility. For this case, for instance, say at a workplace setting, for example, you'd find that someone always say complains of sabotage from colleagues, right? And you'd ask yourself that, okay, maybe yes, you're being sabotaged, or maybe you feel threatened. And because of that, you go out of your way to antagonize any given moment for you to build a great synergy with your team members, to be part of a team. And the quickest way to chicken out of that situation is, of course, to take the the victimhood mentality, that it's their problem, it's not my problem. It is them who are against me. But sometimes, if you look within, then you'd find that your insecurities or your paranoia stems from a place, maybe from a pain that you didn't really process, but you bottled it up. And you go on through life thinking that everyone is like that, everyone is after you, right? So you have to treat people the same way. So that's sort of like you are ahead of the curve. But that's the most coward way of leading with life. So I'd say the first step is, of course, you have to look in the mirror and look at the most uncomfortable parts of yourself and all the ugly parts of yourself. And for once, call yourself out. And for once, tell yourself, hey, I have some scar tissues. I have trauma in certain areas in my life. I have pain, unresolved pain. Yeah. And all these kind of factors combined together has dictated how I lead my life for a long time, has impacted how I form and maintain relationships, has affected how I show up with my career, all those kind of things. When you see for once in a clear sense and without any cowardice, you call yourself out and you've identified all these, you know, uh, sabotaging identities, then that is when you attain to the next step of, okay, what do I do about this? Now that I know that within me there's an enemy, and with this enemy will not let me win unless I take the most proactive route of dealing with it, processing your pain, processing your trauma, seeking healing, not for anyone else, but for you. You heal so that you can be the best version of yourself for yourself. And when you do that, then other people get to experience humanity in its purest form. Lesson number 3 for me was mistakes are a sign that you're trying. You've moved the needle from one point to another. So trust me, you're better than most of the people. Most of the people would rather be stuck in toxic places. Most of the people would rather be stuck in a mediocre life because you know what? They are not willing to take the risk. They are comfortable being caged somewhere. Yes, they know it's painful, but sort of like they've grown immune to the pain. They've accepted it, and their brain has made it a new normal, right? But what happens if you decide to burn everything up and start afresh and take the risk? Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, you might fall down. But from that failure, you learn. From that failure, you get better. From that failure, you get more wiser. And actually, you even become more attuned to taking even more risks, uh, doing, trying new things, getting better, improving yourself. But it only starts when you accept that mistakes are not just mistakes, but these are opportunities to learn. These are opportunities to get better and try again and do it again and again until you get it right. I always say that if you get to solve one problem each and every single day, then you're way, way better because you know exactly what works, what doesn't work. You know exactly what needs to change and what is missing. Lesson number 4 for me was there's no time. The time we have is too short to be mediocre, too short to be bitter, too short to be resentful, too short not to forgive other people, to let go of all the things that are weighing you down, too short not to deal with your trauma, with your pain, too short not to seek healing. Because trust me, if you get entangled in all this kind of toxicity, it consumes all the time. It takes all the time. It takes all the energy. And at one point in your life, you will stop and look up and realize that, oh shit, you've wasted a lot of time in the most unproductive situations. So this time is so limited. So I'd rather you choose the positive route. Choose to forgive. Choose to let go. Choose love over resentment. You choose to forgive not because people ask for it. You choose to forgive because you're freeing yourself. There's freedom that comes along with that. And with that freedom, you're not carrying a baggage. Choose to do it now. Choose to go after your dreams now. Choose to take those risks now. Choose to be a better human being now. Because now, this moment, it's all that we have. We don't have any other moment. This is the only moment that we have. Yeah, tomorrow, it's a mystery. We all hope for it. But all we have is this moment to create beautiful moments, to leave a dent in this world that people will say, hey, so and so was here. So do it now because there is no time. We don't have any time. It's so limited. It's so limited. So use it better. Create beautiful moments. Make every moment count. This year has been an amazing year. I started this podcast uh, 2 or 3 months ago. It's a new territory for me. Well, it's still an audio podcast, but of course, the visual one will come along the way. But I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so happy that you're listening. I'm so happy that you find this insightful. And let's choose even to live more intentionally in 2026. Let's choose to challenge status quo. Let's choose to go towards unpopular route because the most popular route is, of course, based off the societal conditioning or the social conditioning, or if you may call it. And with that, the results are so defined and so predictable. And nothing peculiar will come out of that. Of course, the same things like go to school, get a degree, get a job, get married, have kids. What else? Then fade into oblivion, I think. But if you're going to build something meaningful, then you have to chart a new course. And the only way to do that is you have to level yourself. We have to seek a certain level of awareness and attain a certain level of awareness that we've never achieved before, so that we're able to see the world and society and systems from a clear point and a clear perspective for once. And we're able to see exactly which direction to take and which direction not to take. And this is what this podcast is all about, that we challenge each other, that we challenge discourses. And for once, we discover a different route, a route that takes us towards healing, a route that takes us towards, confronting our traumas, a route that takes us towards really, for once, being aggressive to changing the generational narrative, breaking the generational curses, and being the change that you've always wanted, so that your next generation do not have to deal with all these kind of issues, right? So thank you so much for tuning in for these few months. I should have done more content, more episodes, but that is for me. I'm still getting used to all these kind of things, but it's coming up nicely. And I have a lot of things lined up for you in 2026. You're not ready for it, so make sure you subscribe, you hit that notification bell, you share this with your community as well, so that we reach as many people as possible. 2026, let's do this again. Even as we head into the Christmas mood this week, from Conversations with Kirwa, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I hope that you connect with your family, you create beautiful moments together, you experience love, and you experience peace during this festive season. Of course, take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you again in the new year. Thank you so much. See you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.